Hey guys, Dave here. I have Blood and Thunder from GDW. It says it's tactical combat on the Eastern Front from 1941 to 1945, and it says the author is Frank Chadwick. Let's flip it over and see what this is about. I bought this from my friend. He was selling it, and he was nice enough to sell it to me for an affordable price, so I appreciate that. If World War II could be said to have a center stage, the Soviet-German conflict was undoubtedly it. Stalingrad, Kursk, the siege of Leningrad, the defense of Moscow, the battles are a litany of some of the largest and hardest fought struggles in history. The battles in the East ran the gamut of every conceivable sort of military operation: amphibious landings, paratroop drops, end runs, sieges, sweeping battles of maneuver, and winter attacks across frozen lakes. The actions on the Eastern Front have held the interest of military historians for over 50 years. Blood and Thunder lets you relive these tense actions of the Eastern Front in game form. So let's see, it says complexity is high, solitaire suitability is high. Doesn't give game time. Okay, let's take a look inside. Oh, it looks like GDW's from, Bloomington, Illinois. I know where that is. Let's see what's in here. Includes one of these old 10-sided dice. I forget the name of the company that made these. These are the ones where they didn't fill in the numbers, and they're practically impossible to read, but there was a lot of those back in the day. Here's the rule book. It's got photocopies of the counters. That comes in handy. A lot of charts. And it's 55 pages, so when they say it's complex, I believe them. So this is rules and scenarios. So it starts out explaining what the different numbers mean on the counters. And it's going over the general rules. Let me move this box out of the way. It's getting in the way here. Turns, movement, attacks. Talks about stacking, range effects. Troops versus armored fighting vehicles, artillery. And it's talking about aquatic movement even, so this really does cover everything, every type of combat on the East Front. It's talking about bunkers now, aircraft. Now it's got optional rules here. So the standard rules are actually 18 pages. Expanded command and control, cohesion. Okay, so the rules are actually 20 pages. Now it goes to the scenarios. Okay, all right. Got the battle for Moscow, the war in the south, war in the north, Kursk, road to Berlin. Okay, here's scenario group 1, Barbarossa. Scenario 2, defense at Yartsevo. I can't remember that battle. I don't remember that one. Battle of Moscow. So these looks like they have individual scenarios inside of them. So there's a lot going on in this game. Decision in the south is scenario group 3. So each scenario group has individual scenarios inside of it. Fire operations, Operation Uranus. So you're going to get a ton of replayability out of this. This looks like already we're at scenario 14. That's 14 different ways you can play the game so far. Scenario 15. Elephant hunting. Interesting. What's that about? Oh, when they were attacking the Ferdinands. That's cool. That was at Kursk, I believe. Yeah, you can play this game for years. I mean, with all these different scenarios. Oh, and it even has designing your own scenario. That's cool. sure each scenario has its own victory conditions and stuff. Well, you're definitely getting your money's worth with this. Let's see what else is in the box. Command sheet, staff plans tracks, turn record track. Another one for your opponent. That's good that each player gets one. Command charts has got one for each player. That's very good. One of the biggest complaints I have about games is when you're playing a game and you got to pass the rule book back and forth, or you got to pass the chart back and forth because they only printed one chart. So this should eliminate some of that and make the game flow better. Doesn't have the sequence of... Oh, here's the phases in the turn. Perfect. So you got the sequence of play on there. Excellent. Alright, Blood Thunder. It's got a little bit of a errata here. Here's Frank Chadwick. Left a little note asking if you're satisfied with the game. Little advertisement. What else do we have here? Jumpstart the rules. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so if you want to get started in the game, you just use this quick start guide, I guess. That's cool. So far, I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Let's take a look at the counters. Looks like there's a bunch of them. Let me zoom in a little bit so it's a little easier for you to see. Yes, I mean, the artwork's alright for the 1990s. It looks pretty good. I assume those greenish ones are the Germans and the reds are the Soviets, but I could be wrong. Lots of counters. Molotov cocktails. Let's see what else we have here. Here's another one. So you got lots of components. Let's take a look at the map pieces. Map's not mounted, but it's a more rigid paper than you would normally get. Looks like they're designed to be put together and stuff. That's map 7. Map 8. Is there anything on the other side? No. My guess is the scenarios, you'd probably have a few of these maps out, not all of them. Since it looks like the scenarios are kind of about specific battles or specific theaters. Yeah, I mean, the maps look fine. Boy, I got a lot of maps. Getting your money's worth with this game. Map 2. Which one is this? Map 1. Alright, that's map 5. So, as far as component-wise, and the components look good. It's got the rule book looks pretty reasonable. It's got tons of scenarios. It's even got a quick start book. So, I don't know, it looks very promising. I'm glad my friend sold me this. Thanks for watching. And if you liked the video, please click like on the video. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.